Sometime very soon, possibly even later Saturday, the United States will lay claim to its 1,000th gold medal all-time in the Summer Olympics. Officially, anyway. Keeping count of the gold total is not as exact a science as one might think. The count accepted by the U.S. Olympic Committee coming into the Rio Games was 977 gold medals, and even that was adjusted a bit in recent weeks over a debated medal from the 1904 St. Louis Games. That means the gold medal in the women's 8s on Saturday morning was the 21st for the Americans in Rio, and number 998 overall. Some sites say there's a few more, some say a bit less. The USAC count is the accepted one. James Connolly won the first for the U.S. in 1896, and of course no one has added more to the total than Michael Phelps, who has 22 golds entering his presumed Olympic finale Saturday night. Whatever the real number, the U.S. will be the first to reach four figures, in a landslide. The Soviet Union remains number 2 on the all-time summer gold list, and it stopped at 473. Here's the significance: the next 4 best nations had 1,004 gold medals coming into Rio, said Bill Mallon, an Olympic historian. You add up the next 4 and they barely have more than we do. And that won't change anytime soon. At its current rate, China wouldn't reach 1,000 golds until 2,100. Germany wouldn't get there until 2,204. But there have been some very interesting storylines on the U.S. road to 1,000. Consider some of them. The Demon case: if Rick Demon had his way, gold medal number 1,000 would really be identified as gold medal number 1,001. Or maybe even number 1,002. Demont was 16 when he won gold in the 400-meter freestyle at the Munich Games in 1972. But he tested positive for ephedrine, which was part of his asthma medication, and stripped of the medal days later along with the chance to compete in a 1,500-meter event. His saga, however, doesn't stop there. Demont tried for decades to get the medal back, saying he was wronged because the USAC did not properly disclose to Olympic officials that he was on medication, and that if they had done so, his ephedrine level would not have led to his ban. In 2001, the USAC recognized Demont for his achievements and said it was bringing him back into the Olympic family. But the International Olympic Committee, in part out of concern for setting a precedent that could lead to enormous numbers of athletes contesting results, declined later that year to consider restoring Demont's gold over the USAC paperwork mix-up. So the gold remains awarded to Bradford Cooper of Australia. Cooper now owns a swimming school in his homeland while Demont is the swimming coach at Arizona. It was so long ago that it almost seems like it happened to another person in another life, Demont said Saturday. I don't carry it with me. The St. Louis Games: no matter how well the U.S. does in these Rio Games, the medal count this year won't come close to the St. Louis Games in 1904. They weren't unusual games, to say the least. Officially, here's the count from the Olympics for the U.S., 79 golds. It had been 78 until recently, when one medal that was counted as being won by a mixed nationality team was added to the U.S. total because 5 of the 6 members were Americans, along with 1 Austrian. 78 silver and 79 bronze, 236 medals in all. Germany was second in the medal standings, with 13. There is no wrong or right, Mallon said. It's an interpretation. The Olympic website describes those St. Louis Games as being lost in chaos. Officially, they lasted for nearly 5 months. Had a marathoner disqualified for using a car on the route, another marathoner likely missed a medal because he ate rotten apples on the course and stopped for a nap. Saw gymnast George Iser win 6 medals despite having a wooden leg in featured events such as dumbbells and tug-of-war. About half the official competitions in those games had only American entrants, and some historians have suggested that even some of the athletes who are listed as part of the U.S. team likely were newly arrived immigrants who either hadn't become citizens yet or never actually completed that process. The 1906 Games: you might not know about them, since they don't count. Held in Athens, Greece. They were considered an Olympics at the time, though aren't now recognized by the IOC, so the medal counts appear in no official lists. Though unlike the St. Louis Games 2 years earlier, this had more of a normal Olympic program. There were 78 events and medals were awarded. There even was a true opening ceremony. The U.S. was second to France in the medal standings, winning 12 golds to their 15. So while little debates and differing counts will likely continue, the U.S. dominance isn't in question. It's the Olympics, said U.S. swimmer Katie Ledecky, a 5-time winner of Olympic gold. It's the pinnacle of our sport, and we feed off of each other.